What is the best-kept secret that you know? Many secrets are hidden in code by the authors, but many of them have been cracked by dedicated decipherers. However, the Voynich manuscript, full of hidden text and images, has remained untouchable for centuries since the 15th century as the world's most mysterious book, until the humans came up with the right tool, artificial intelligence. What is the Voynich manuscript, and how did AI help to crack it? What message has the manuscript's author kept hidden from us for so long? In this video, we dive into how artificial intelligence tried to crack the Voynich manuscript and what it found inside it. Have you ever come across the term encryption? Perhaps you were told that your chat app encrypts the messages you exchange with your friends so that even when intercepted, another party cannot make sense of your message to your friend. That is exactly what encryption does. It renders your message a jumbled mess to whoever it is not meant for. However, you may be surprised to know that encryption is an old concept. Our forefathers also felt the need to conceal the messages they share among themselves from prying eyes. The earliest reference to encrypting messages or cryptography was found in an inscription carved around 1900 BC in the main chamber of the tomb of Khnum-Hotep II in Egypt. The scribe replaced the ordinary hieroglyphs with really strange ones throughout the inscription. However, researchers said the purpose was really not to hide the message, but perhaps to change its form in a way that would make it appear dignified. But it still gets the credit for the oldest form of encryption. Historians have unearthed evidence of some form of cryptography in most major early civilizations. For instance, Arthashastra, a classic work on statecraft composed by a writer named Kautilya, describes the espionage service in India and even alludes to giving assignments to spies in secret writing. Fast-forwarding to around 100 BC, Julius Caesar routinely used a kind of encryption to pass secret messages to his army generals posted on the warfront. This substitution cipher came to be known as Caesar's cipher and is among the most popular in ancient times. If you wonder how it worked, here it goes. Caesar basically did what is called a shift by three ciphers. Each character was shifted by three places, so the character A was replaced by D, B was replaced by E, and so on. The characters would wrap around at the end, so X would be replaced by A. Through the following centuries, encryption has evolved and things have gone electronic. The first of such electronic encryption devices was the Hebben rotor machine, which used a single rotor in which the secret key was embedded in a rotating disk. The key encoded a substitution table, and each key press from the keyboard resulted in the output of ciphertext. This also rotated the disk by one notch, and a different table would then be used for the next plain text character. This was again broken by using letter frequencies. Other notable encryption machines include the Enigma, which the Germans used extensively during the Second World War. Nowadays, raw computer power handle encryption and decryption using sophisticated algorithms, but none of them were able to decipher the Voynich manuscript. Many people have attempted to decode the Voynich manuscript, but gave up after their efforts yielded no results. For this reason, the message contained in the book has been locked away from humanity and remained mysterious for centuries, until the introduction of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is a relatively new frontier of human knowledge, but as you may have guessed, researchers have already applied it to encryption and decryption and tried to decode messages that have confounded humans for centuries, just like the Voynich manuscript. As an example, look at what a Google team achieved with encryption and decryption using AI. The team, known as Google Brain, built a game with three entities: Alice, Bob, and Eve. All of these entities are powered by deep neural networks. Of course, Google Brain's experiment was a simplified process, but it speaks volumes about the future of security, especially in this age where lots of information and data are exchanged over networks. We might get to a point where cybersecurity simply means AI agents fighting continually to protect your information while other AI agents attempt to ferret it out. On the flip side, it means we can finally decipher mysterious messages like the Voynich manuscript and unlock the content. But what is the Voynich manuscript, and why are scientists and researchers so excited about it? The story goes way back, but we will jump in at about a century ago when we meet a man named Wilfred Voynich. Yes, the manuscript is named after him. Voynich was a Polish rare book dealer who was rifling through dusty chests of manuscripts in a Jesuit college outside Rome. The Jesuits had decided to dispose of some of their centuries-old collection and had called in Voynich to see what he might like. As he explored, Voynich found what he called an ugly duckling that turned out to be a manuscript like no other. Turning the pages, he was attracted by the unusual illustrations and mysterious symbols that formed a unique and unreadable script. He immediately recognized its value and quickly bought the manuscript, and it wasn't long before it excited imaginations across the globe. The Voynich manuscript is stored securely in Yale University's Beinecke Rare Book and Manuscript Library. Scholars have pored over its contents for over a century. Experts from all over the world have gathered for seminars to unravel the mystery of the book, but no one has managed to understand its meaning. The unknown questions surrounding the book are numerous. Do the Voynich symbols encipher a known language at all? Or are they the alphabet of a completely invented one? Is the content simply gibberish? There are illustrations in the book, so what do they mean? And why exactly did the author write the book? These questions have only motivated scientists to research the book further and hunt for more clues. Using the process of carbon dating, scientists have revealed that the vellum was produced between 1404 and 1438. Evidence also shows that the ink is consistent with what scribes used in the early 15th century, so there is little doubt as to the age of the Voynich manuscript. The manuscript is 234 pages, although some of the extra pages are now missing. The pages contain colorful illustrations of plants and herbs, zodiac symbols, bathing women, strange tubes, a dragon, and a castle, among other imagery. Looking at the different content, scientists divided the mysterious Voynich manuscript into 6 categories: botanical, astronomical and astrological, biological and balneological, which is the use of bathing to ease health problems, cosmological, pharmaceutical, and recipes. And far from what some people have claimed, statistical analyses of the manuscript's unique script have proven that its contents are not gibberish. In fact, a recent study of handwriting revealed there were at least 5 scribes, and they used at least 2 dialects. There is no doubt that there is a real language hiding behind the baffling symbols. The Voynich manuscript has passed through many hands, including royal ownership. The earliest owner seems to have been the Holy Roman Emperor Rudolf II in Prague. Records show he purchased it from an anonymous owner for 600 ducats. From Rudolf, the manuscript was passed to the court pharmacist Jacobus, who scribbled his name inside the book. The next noted owner was Johannes Marcus Marci, a royal doctor and scientist who, in 1665 or 1666, sent the manuscript from Prague to the Jesuit scholar Athanasius Kircher in Rome, hoping that Kircher could crack its code. That did not happen, so it remained in possession of the Jesuits until Voynich bought it in the 20th century. But where was the Voynich manuscript written? That is another unknown fact. While there have been suggestions of a place in Central Europe, there has been no definite proof. The book has been ascribed to Roger Bacon, a famous 13th century Franciscan friar and philosopher, but the theory has been shot down. What language was the basis for the Voynich book? Suggestions include a medieval North Germanic dialect, the Aztec language Nahuatl, Latin, and Proto-Romance. Other scientists have suggested Hebrew. An anthropologist declared the book was written in a vulgar Latin dialect written in an obscure Roman shorthand. Researchers have also tried to identify the plants shown in the illustrations, with some arguing that they represent species known from the Aztec world. Yet, until someone fully and incontrovertibly translates the manuscript's text, none of these theories can be proven, and the manuscript remains as mysterious as ever. So why was the book written? With so much unknown about it, the question is very difficult to answer. It could have been a work of medicine, a scientific treatise, a work of medieval magic, or any other thing. Among the many experts that have tried to crack the Voynich manuscript are William and Elizabeth Friedman, 2 founding figures in modern cipher breaking. They applied codebreaker techniques to the manuscript and studied other texts during both world wars, but they were never able to find a solution to the Voynich. When IBM's punch card tabulating machines were invented, the couple applied the technology to make their calculations faster, but there was still no headway. More recently, scientists have used computer analysis to study the Voynich manuscript, but have nothing to show for it. Let's hear what you think of the mystery of the Voynich manuscript in the comments section below.